town is two of the worst areas. They're Airds and Claymore.
YouTube star Spaniard recently put these outer Sydney suburbs on the map for all the wrong reasons.
I didn't think something like this in Australia could exist.
Massive public housing estates were built in the 1970s as homes for thousands of people. Decades on, the areas have become known for their high crime rates and social dysfunction.
Not only is there a concentration of disadvantage, we've moved that community way out on the urban fringe.
Rose Jackson is the New South Wales Minister for Housing.
The experiment of places like Airds and Claymore has failed.
When you see descriptions like ghetto,
it really was that bad. Criminals everywhere, stolen cars, sirens. Sirens was a normal sound in our area.
The system is set up for us to stay where we are.
But the landscape and the people who live here are rapidly changing.
My house is somewhere just about here on the right side.
The social housing in Airds, where Joel Etherington grew up, has been demolished and replaced.
People are gone. A lot of the people have moved out, but the memory's always going to be here.
In 2012, the New South Wales government set out to transform Airds and Claymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to 302 Riverside Drive at Airds this morning.
The government is selling off the area's social housing at a rapid rate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're done. We're silent. Sold, madam.
Today, 4 homes are under the gavel.
Third and final call. Ladies and gentlemen, making people's dreams come true. We are sold. Well done and congratulations.
Mum of 4, Noelle Hendricks, moved to Australia from South Africa 6 years ago. Now, in Airds, she's cracked the Sydney property market.
I'm still on cloud 9. I'm still in shock.
All up, 250 homes in Airds built for public housing are being sold to private buyers. And thousands more are being built for social housing residents and the general market. Some of these homes come with a hefty price tag. At the end of it all, the government hopes just 30% of homes will be public housing.
I see all the changes in here, and give it 5 years, this area will be amazing.
Certainly there's good news when it comes to the crime rate. In Airds, assault and theft are down 50% since 2013. Claymore is on a similar trajectory. And new businesses are moving in.
That's why I came here, because, it's an upcoming area.
That might be true, but Claymore-born and bred social worker Danny Nicholson still remembers the stigma.
If they saw an Airds postcode or a Minto postcode.
He started his own youth program because he says the people who grew up like him are being left behind.
They've changed the look of it, like driving through it, but it's still the same Claymore. There's still the same problems. There's still the same hurt. There's still the same struggle.
Danny worries about a division between the haves and the have-nots.
Do you really think Johnny, who's bought $1 million house, is going to send their kid to the local school? So you're still going to have kids that are getting sent to the same high school with the same friends that are in the same cycle.
He's moved to a nearby suburb for the sake of his young family.
I didn't want that to be their normal, because it's actually not normal. As fun and as happy as it was growing up, it's not normal knowing that Eddie down the road's a drug dealer.
And how's this for urban planning? The Reby Juvenile Justice Centre opened in 1991, right next door to the primary school and high school. What's that telling them about their sort of pathways in life?
What are they saying from the high school? That's your apprenticeship, you know what I mean?
That's what they tell them. That's where you're going after.
Yeah.
For more than 2 decades, Uncle Dave Bell has been working with young people in Airds.
Hello. Let's get ready. Yeah.
He picks them up in his own car and takes them to a youth program in nearby Minto.
Anders, let's go, Anders. Anders, rotate like Uncle Dave.
It's one of the only free programs in the area. How many kids have you put through this program over time?
16,000.
16,000 kids. Does the government help you to get funding?
Don't get no funding.
Come on, circle, circle, circle. Let's go. Come on, Kelly, go.
Let's go.
Rebecca Trudgett works with Uncle Dave and can see more problems than solutions. Do you think the proposal that the New South Wales government has for fixing Airds will work?
These kids and families who are really struggling to get by, and then your Band-Aid approach is, let's put $1 million house across from them to show them basically what you'll never achieve or you'll get in life. It's just stupidity. It's dumb.
The vision for these communities is you're not sure whether a building is social housing, whether it's affordable housing, whether it's private market housing.
But the minister admits there have been mistakes along the way.
In Airds, the primary school, high school, next to the juvenile detention centre, good planning?
Yeah, I mean, probably not, to be honest. I've visited that juvenile detention centre and you can absolutely see the schools right across the road. There's a lot of planning mistakes out there, setting people up to fail. Again,
Does that mean this will stay as it is?
I do think that as we look to redesign these communities, if there are opportunities to find new locations and do things better, I'm sure that my colleagues are up for that.
But Danny says he and his family can't wait.
I want my son and my daughter to be proud of where their dad came from, but I also want them to be in a place that they're safe and to have a better chance than I did.
Some people could say, well, it's just a few buildings next to each other, but that would have quite a psychological impact.
We heard it from a few people, you know, this idea that when you're a kid in the primary school, they point to the high school, and then you're in the high school, they point to the detention centre and say that's where you go after this. But I guess in the end, it's a question about the pace and the shape of change. It seems like everyone there is invested in improving life in these communities. It's about what people are willing to accept in terms of how rapidly that occurs, what the mix of different properties is.
I do think that point about public housing next to a house that's somebody spent $1 million for it, that does also bring a lot of complications, as they were saying, you know.
Yeah, I think everyone recognises there's no easy fix to this. And the other part of it is often these communities are really stigmatised.
Yeah.
You know, videos that get posted on social media, for example, pointing at them as sort of as ghettos or slums or whatever. It's not that.
Yeah.
You know, these are communities, these are people's homes, people have pride in where they live, they have happiness, they have life experience there. It's about how you kind of create a collective out of that that kind of moves the community into a better space. And at least the statistics show it is, if slowly, improving.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but there was a kid who was doing the best version of a burpee I've ever seen in my life. Did you see it?
Yeah.
It was kind of like a leap and then a face plant. And I'm like, that is how I'm going to burpee from now on.